Unaweza kutuongeleza Kiswahili?
Oh, very good. Your Excellency, President Ruto, and all the dignitaries who are here, as you heard, His Excellency summarized what we have agreed, the agreements, the protocols. I don't want to repeat those. The only issue is for me to point out that all that is guided by the historical missions which the Africans have finally crystallized. More than 60 years ago, when we got independence, we did not harmonize properly on the historical mission beyond liberation. There was talk that time of uhuru na umoja, but it was not deeply disassembled. What did uhuru na umoja mean? That's why, therefore, we have lost 6 decades. And as you can see in Africa, we have got so many problems. The collapse of state authority in so many countries. This is not accidental. This is really, this was inevitable and it was predictable. But now, I can see that people are beginning to, a cluster of actors, including His Excellency, President Ruto, and other actors are beginning to see the way forward. And really the historical missions, according to we who have been in this for long, after many years, as a student movement, as a liberation movement, we detected those three historical missions. Historical mission number 1 is prosperity. How do you create prosperity for people? When we studied this, we discovered that you could not create prosperity through aid, that somebody else is aiding you, and you think you will create prosperity. And we discovered that you could not create prosperity by abstaining from the modern economy, because part of the problem in countries like Uganda, which are endowed with a lot of natural resources, is that many people were outside the money economy. I was telling His Excellency that even as recently as 2013, 68% of the Ugandans were outside the money economy, in what they call subsistence economy, just growing food, eating and drinking alcohol, no earning money. And the danger is that the richer the countries are in natural resources, like for instance, Congo, DRC, the richer it is in natural resources, the bigger the danger that one is of people just staying in the forest, eating honey and monkeys and so on, and they are not bothered. So, in our analysis, we said no, we must create prosperity in the modern way by everybody joining the money economy. And when you join the money economy, you produce a good or a service which you sell. And if you sell it persistently, you will get prosperity. Now, if that is the case, then it raised another question. Who buys what you produce? Do you have got enough buyers? This is how the question of the soko comes in. Nani atanunua bidhaa zako kwa wingi na kwa muda mrefu na kwa hakika? So that's why, therefore, the Africans, you can go and check, the Africans having slept from 1958, 1955, 1957, when Ghana got independence, 1980, when they met in the Lagos, what they call Lagos Plan of Action, they identified this. They said Africa needs to organize the market of Africa to integrate it. The fragmented market of Africa will not help us. That's how they evolved. In 1980, you can see almost more than 20 years since independence. This was the first time they started talking about the economic integration as a stimulus for creating prosperity. So therefore, when His Excellency invites me here, and we meet here, and all these agreements we have agreed, they are consolidating that point of ensuring the prosperity of our people by assuring them of a reliable, big market. Now, these vikwazo are not good for the common market. Like somebody was telling me to stop the rice from Tanzania. Why? Because I have got some inefficient rice growers in Uganda. Therefore, the answer is nikatai mpunga mzuri tena wenye bei nafuu kutoka Tanzania kusudi nitetee hawa wavivu ambaye hawaweza kutupatia mpunga kwa gharama nzuri. So I said, no, I can't do that, because if I do that, I'll be committing 3 sins. Kwanza, I will stunt the Tanzanian rice grower. I will stunt, but in our language we call it kuzingamia, to make a child not grow properly. So that Tanzanian rice grower will now no longer grow as much as he would have done, because if he gets a market in Tanzania on merit, he gets a market on merit, not because he's protected, because he's cheaper. He gets a market in Tanzania, he adds the one of Uganda, he adds the one of Kenya, he has got enough market to help him grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. So if I block him, that opportunity, I have killed it. But secondly, I am punishing the Ugandans to be forced to buy expensive rice on behalf of the inefficient Ugandan rice growers. But thirdly, I am also okulemaza. If you understood our Bantu dialects there, okulemaza is to cripple, to render disabled somebody, my own rice growers, because if I protect them, they will not struggle to become efficient. They will just rely on my protection and continue being inefficient. So na wao nitawaua kwa kuwabembeleza na kuwapa soko ya bandia, give them market when in fact they don't deserve to be in the market. So, when a child is growing up in our tribes there, and the child is beginning to stand up, they stand up and fall down. So in our tribes there, in Baganda say, Bagamba Watia Baganda, Tengerera, Tengerera, Tengerera. The child is standing and falling. You encourage him to stand up. You don't say fall down and stay there. I don't know how the Waswahili and our Kikuyu here say that. When the child is young and trying to stand up, you say you encourage him to continue standing. You pray standing. So I don't want to mislead my inefficient. For instance, the sugar growers in Uganda, they are inefficient because they are growing sugar on a high altitude. Uganda is a high altitude. It is more than 1,000 meters above the sea. And apparently, sugar cane does not yield much sugar when it is in a high altitude. It yields sugar better when it is near the ocean. I hear they recover only 8% of the sugar cane, while these other ones can go up to 14, 15, I don't know what, Brazil, you can check. So we should tell our sugar people to shift. There's another part of Uganda where they can produce sugar better, which can give a higher yield. So this is point number one, integration about prosperity. You can have a rich part of the world which is poor because it is badly organized. Latin America. Latin America, those countries of Latin America, they have got more natural resources than the United States of America. They have more forests, bigger rivers, the Amazon, more minerals. But why are they miserable? Because they are so badly organized that you can't succeed in the business. You are in a small country, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Honduras, 3 million people, Haiti, I don't know what. They are rich in presidents, rich in ministers, rich in ambassadors, but poor in everything, yes. In the United States, North America, there are only 3 countries there: Canada, United States, and Mexico. The whole continent, only 3 countries. Latin America, I don't know how many they are with the Caribbean. They are as rich in countries as us. Even here, we are rich in countries. Republic of this, Republic of that, but poor in everything else. So, this integration is to fight the battle of prosperity. You should understand this. Because if somebody is efficiently producing something, and we support him, he will grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And another one from Uganda will also grow in something else. Another one from Tanzania. Through, they used to call it, I don't know whether they are still teaching it in the universities. It was called comparative advantages. It was being taught in the universities. I don't know whether they are still teaching it. That we specialize according to comparative advantages. But they just talk about it in the classroom and it ends there. So this is number one. And that's why we support COMESA, which was a building block to the African continental market. But now, you can have economic prosperity, but you remain weak. When Hitler overran Europe, some of those countries were developed. Belgium, Denmark, even France was developed, but it was overrun by Hitler. So, apart from prosperity, there is the issue of strategic security. how can Africa be strategically secure? How can we be strategically secure? Now we are here. Some people have gone to the moon. Here, we are here on Earth here. Some people are on the moon, they are looking at us. Like insects, like when you are looking at, there are these insects which eat sugar. You are just looking at them. They don't know that you are looking at them. Anytime you can spray them with the insecticide and they die, they don't even know. It's a good thing, it is also a good thing to be ignorant. Because when you are ignorant, you are not worried. You can die comfortably. But how can we have this imbalance? The Americans have gone to the moon. The Russians went there. The Chinese have gone. The Indians have gone recently. We are the only ones here now. But now the question is, can Uganda afford to have a space program which takes us to the moon, even if we are a developed country? Because the UK is a developed country, and France, but they have not been to the moon. They are still here with us. UK, although they are here. Now, it is the newcomers, like the Indians have gone to the moon. So that's why we said in our movement, we say, you people, apart from economic integration for prosperity, you need to address with the issue of strategic security. And the only way you can do it is through political integration. Because even if you are a common market, the army is not one. You don't have one army. Each one has got his small army there. And that's why, therefore, in the case of East Africa, because you may say, if you wanted economic integration and you created COMESA, why did you then revive the East African community? We revived the East African community because it has got an agenda which is further than mere economic integration. If you read Article 5 of our treaty, it says, ultimately, we shall create a political federation. So therefore, for the EAC, our ultimate target is one authority, one government for East Africa. And the logic for it is that while you may handle economic prosperity with just mere economic integration, which is also not easy, because when you are different countries, you can see how long it takes. It would be, even for economic integration, it would be better if we were one country. But at least you can try. But with strategic security, you cannot handle it by merely being in an economic community. The only way you can do it is through political integration. Now, this is where so this is the second mission, political integration, historical mission, on top of the one of prosperity. Then, and in order to support the number two, there's the question of undugu. These people we want to create prosperity for. These people want to create strategic security for. Who are they? Ni wale watu wamoja. Waganda, Wasamia, wa Uganda na wa Kenya, Wateso, Waluya, unakwenda mbale wanawaita Bagisu, unakuja Cheptais wanawaita Wapukusu, then you go to the Sabine. Mzee used to like to go to Sabine very much because he knew why he was going there. Because the Sabine wanasema takwenya, Subata Kwenya, they are the Karenjin of Uganda, the Karamojong and the Turkanas who are stealing cows. It's part of the Undugu steal from one another, but they speak the same language. All these Africans, the Ruos, these Ruos of Kisumu, they come from South Sudan through northern Uganda. Jaramogi, if you go to Amuru district, you will find the Ramogi clan there, the one of His Excellency Raila Odinga. They are there. Then my group, when I go to Kisii, I find children there, they call Kwambuka. Kwambuka, what is Kwambuka here? Kwambuka is exactly what it means in my language. The other day I saw a boy who came with Her Excellency, the Chargé d'Affaires, from Giriama, imagine Giriama, near the ocean. The boy is called Karisa. I said, what is Karisa in your language? It means exactly what it means in my language. So, these people, we are begging, please, you people, work for your prosperity. Work for your strategic security by uniting economically and politically. They are the same people. So how can you fail to use this infrastructure created by God for you, free of charge, and you don't use it for the benefit of these people? And moreover, they even have one dialect which is not contested, because the other dialects, Giriyama, Kisii, Nandi, Runyankore, Ruganda, those you may have some issue. But we have got a dialect which is not contested. This is Swahili. So we are not like the European Union who don't have a language. When they meet in Brussels, they can't talk. Somebody is talking German, another one is talking, then they, through earphones, by the time you are finished, you are almost deaf. But here, Swahili is not contested. It can be used in the whole of East Africa, the whole of Eastern Congo, the whole of northern Mozambique, the whole of northern Zambia. It is really a gold coin which we have in our hands. So therefore, I'm very happy to be here, to be welcomed by His Excellency President William Ruto, to exactly implement what we missed in 1963. Our leaders would have achieved it by that time, but some of them were diverted, and that's how we got all these hold-ups. If we had formed the East African Federation in 1963, many of the problems would have been avoided. There would have been no Idi Amin in Uganda. There would have been no problem of Rwanda, Burundi, this genocide, because East Africa would be a center of gravity. You can have smaller countries in the world, like they are there, smaller countries like Denmark, these other smaller ones, Belgium, they are there, but they have got a head boy who is guaranteeing them. This is the United States. When they are in danger, the head boy comes. Says, what's happening here? Now, who is the head boy in Africa here? We are all smaller people, smaller people, smaller people. That's what really we are trying to deal with. So I'm very happy about all these projects will now move us closer to the three historical missions: prosperity through wealth creation and market access, strategic security, and utilizing maximally the Undugu. So I have nothing to add about the details. It is as His Excellency told you. My only job is to put in the historical context why all this, and why now and not before. Before, opportunity was wasted. Now we should not waste this opportunity now. Nobody will be left behind. I always hear, nobody should be left behind when everybody is being left behind. This is the only way not to leave anybody behind. And to remove the irrationality. You look at Africa. Africa really is amazing. And Latin America. Because Africa is one house, one building. Now, the sitting room is another country. The bedroom is another country. The other one is another country. Now, to go from the bedroom to the outside, you must go through another country. You must go get a visa. You must get. What's this now? Eh? Uganda is part of Kenya and part of Tanzania and part of DRC, but we are in the bedroom there. You fellows here, you are in the sitting room. Now to go out, we must know. Please, can I go? Can I come to the sitting room? It is so irrational, so irrational. So I thank His Excellency for inviting me. Please don't allow me to talk, because if you give me audience, you do so at your own risk. I can talk for ages. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. And as I said, we always are amazed and thrilled